Hello Aquarius, welcome to your July 2019 reading. We're going to get right started with 5 cards to ask how we got to where we are starting from today. So we've got the Page of Pentacles, the Fool inverted, 9 of Cups. Oh, he just looks like so happy sitting right in the middle here. Like I feel like there's like a very triumphant feeling coming off of this guy, so I'm enjoying that energy. Thank you for bringing it to me. I have not been feeling triumphant today, so I needed that little boost, Aquarius, from where you're sitting. The Four of Wands inverted and the Sun inverted. Interesting combination. So it seems like there's maybe 2 streams of thought going on here, because it really seems like the cards that are upright are sitting in opposition but are mixed in with the cards that are inverted. So I'm just going to look at the upright cards with the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. I feel like you had your eyes on the prize for some time now and you got what you were going for and you feel so good about it. And I feel like this is something for you or something that was important to you in your self-concept and what you believe about yourself. But I don't know if maybe this is a burnout of some kind or a sort of impending existential crisis. I feel like while you were doing that, some things fell by the wayside because we have the Fool inverted, the Four of Wands inverted, and the Sun inverted. So I don't know if you were even traveling away from home or maybe just not spending as much time at home or with some sort of interest or hobby or something important to you. I don't think it was your family. I feel like it's more like your sense of where yourself resides. You had to really buckle down. You might have taken a chance on this, but certainly whenever that chance was taken, which was some time ago, it has really prevented a lot of playfulness. Like this Nine of Cups guy looks like very much in charge of something, and like he's accumulated a lot of wealth, even though it's cups, not pentacles, but he's really sitting on something. It's almost like the cat that ate the canary. Is that still a phrase people use, or it's like, oh, maybe I did eat your bird. But then the sun inverted, I feel some sadness here. I see sort of grit and determination with the Fool and the Four of Wands inverted, but with the Sun, I'm feeling a little bit of, now that we've arrived, a little bit of lingering sadness. And like, this happens, right? Like, you can't pursue anything with significant gumption. There's a lot of like old world, not old world, but a lot of traditional like pull up your bootstraps and get her done coming out here. I almost feel like somebody's grandpa is like hanging out cheerleading this whatever you're doing on, because it's very much like nose to the grindstone. The sense of like good people are people who sacrifice things to pursue their endeavors. That's like a really common mythos in our society, but some stuff has got left by the wayside. I'm just curious about what this might have been. So definitely getting a little out of balance here. Like I'm still asking what this was for. So I wonder if there might have been a little bit of insecurity driving this pursuit of feeling like you weren't good enough yet. Maybe this was getting an upgrade in your education, or maybe you're tired of like having the kind, maybe you used to have a job where it gave you time to take care of yourself and have fun, and you were, but it didn't have a lot of status or wealth attached to it, and so you decided that you were gonna like, make a, I feel like this is making the smart choice, not even the wise decision, but like it was, that's the way to go sort of thing is what I'm getting from you here. And it did come again at a sacrifice, so still not getting a really great sense of what it was. I'm just gonna, I'm sure you know what it was if this is resonating with you at all, but Queen of Wands energy coming in here. And since the first card I pulled trying to clarify what this might have been was the Page of Wands inverted, the fact that it's the Queen speaks to me again about conventionality, uh, not a lot of playfulness, not a lot of naivety, really following through on trying to bring something to a more mature stage. But she has stolen the sunflower right out of this cute little baby's hand with the sun over here, and I kind of just want to go. So clarifying the sun inverted, we have the Queen of Cups. So, and I feel like the Queen of Wands is kind of giving the Queen of Cups like a pretty low grade of side eye over here, just kind of like maybe like, well, it's nice that you might have had those ideas about things that just didn't. I think she's really kind of getting off on her ego a bit here, being like, well, it's nice that you have those feelings and that like that self-reflection, and you want to like hang out by the ocean and just like stare at yourself, but like I'm over here and I have fans, I have followers, I have acclaim of some kind, whether it's family approval or social credit or whatever it is. She's just kind of like making fun of you for your sadness. I hope you're not mocking yourself for how you might feel about this, because Ace of Swords, that mopey little Queen of Cups over there has a new idea that I think you might find more compelling than you realize. And she, I think, is tired of taking this back seat. And she's tired of you getting in the way of her bringing forward something that could bring real important and lasting change to your life. I'm just going to ask one more question about why this was so important to you. So I feel like maybe going into whatever this decision was, you were feeling a lot of uncertainty, and you kind of just had to like take something and run with it. And maybe you spent a lot of time before then kind of being torn in too many directions, and Ten of Cups, really like pie in the sky. I feel like you're a bit of a dreamer, and I can certainly hold space for and acknowledge that it can be frustrating to be a dreamer. Eventually you kind of want to hold something in your hands, and I feel like you've got it. But I hope you haven't become too disparaging of that dreamer and maybe who you used to think of yourself as, that you wanted to sort of cleanse and clear, because it's not done with you yet. We've got the World in reverse here with this Ten of Cups. It's not done with you yet. So let's clear some of these cards. I would like to keep the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Cups and her Ace of Swords over here. What is she up to? But good job, by the way. If you were that airy fairy dreamer, buckling down and getting something tangible going on in your life is extremely rewarding. It's good work. So just throwing that out there. So I would like to know, what is this Queen of Cups scheming about? Oops. Shuffling fail. Let's try again. What is she thinking about with that Ace of Swords? You have an old idea. You might have actually even tried to pursue this before, but I feel like it was a brief and quickly aborted attempt at something. You might have even just been thinking about it, and as soon as you started talking about it, maybe even there was just one person in your life that was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no. Or they like threw all this Like, you tried to do something and then you found out you needed this permit and that form and that, like, you got really, I don't even want to say excited about it, but I feel like you really believed and it connected with you. It really, sorry, my camera cut out there. So this Ace of Cups, it really resonated with you, and I feel like it felt very much a part of you. Like, we can have lots of ideas and it's like, well, that sounds okay, or like that's gonna work, or that will pay well, or that's gonna go over well with my wife or whatever. But this really felt, I feel like, a quiet sort of protective joy around this, not even a sort of explosive like, oh my god, I know what I'm gonna do, it's a great idea. Just this sort of, you had this sort of, this little baby here, this idea baby, and it got shot down right out of the sky before it learned to fly. Okay, but here's the thing. So we've got the Emperor inverted, and the Three of Wands inverted around this idea. What I'm seeing here is that at the time when this first germinated, you actually did not have the skills or even just like the self-concept, the resources, like the body. Like, there was just something fundamentally lacking. So I want you to reconsider your feelings towards this, because I feel like you really don't, the Page of Cups inverted, there's really no love from you for this part of your life, for this thought that you had about something that you wanted to do or be or pursue. Because of this, I'm getting just so much embarrassment, just like, what was I thinking? That was so stupid. You know, no wonder no one believed in me. That's what I'm getting. No wonder no one believed in me. But this Three of Wands being inverted, I feel like, is you actually just fighting the, I think the inversion is you fighting the reality. I think the reality is that you've got more in your back pocket now. You've lived, you've learned, but you've acquired something very important. It's not. So I feel like maybe whereas before you would have been in a position of receiving to pursue this, asking for favors, needing help, needing someone to show you what to do, how to make a plan, where to begin, I feel like you didn't even really know where to begin. So maybe that was part of the vulnerability. You're now someone who is accustomed to providing that same service to others now with the Six of Pentacles. So I guess what this is boiling down to is some sort of transferable skill, something that you've learned while pursuing this much more practical, pragmatic, eye on the prize endeavor of yours, can lend itself really well to something about yourself that comes out of your past. At least, I'm not even going to question it and be like, maybe no. It really feels like something you've already thought of before. And maybe you kept it secret. Maybe it wasn't someone else who told you that it was a bad idea. Maybe you just nipped it in the bud before it even had a chance, because you're like, yeah, right. There's something in there for you. Because then what we have is the King of Swords and Wheel of Fortune. Once you, it's sort of like an Arthur in the stone situation, Sword in the Stone. It's like, there's something in your past, Arthur, his identity, who he was, that was ready to come back, and all he had to do was lay his hands on that sword, and it became immediately apparent that it was meant for him. And then his story carries on from there. So I feel like there's some kind of aha moment coming for you around this. So I'm just going to ask a little bit more. Is this opportunity coming just from you, or is someone else involved? There is some sort of teacher coming around you. So we have the Four of Swords inverted, moving out of that stage of rest and contemplation. So like, you put this idea to bed a long time ago with the Hierophant. I feel like, did you have a coach or a mentor, or did you look at someone and be like, I wish I could be like them, and go like, no, you can't be like them? I feel like you both have something to offer each other. So this might not be an individual. It might just be a body of knowledge. It might just be about approaching someone within that community. Like, I had a feeling, that's how I was like, is this just you? I feel like if you try to go this alone, you will find that those feelings of insufficiency and embarrassment will overwhelm you again. Don't be afraid to reach out. It might seem really out of left field for you to try to pursue this, but someone has what you need and you have more to offer them than you realize. But you are going to need some help on this. Six of Swords. You are going to need someone who can sort of see the forest for the trees. He came back, the Nine of Cups. What's his deal? Is he gonna fuck with your shit? Yeah, he doesn't want, he kind of like would prefer that you just think that what you've done together is the be all end all. Don't let that happen. I get nothing but good feelings off of whatever this eye on the prize thing that you've recently accomplished is. There's like literally nothing wrong with it, but it isn't. It is, so 10 of Wands and Page of Wands inverted, right? Like don't let it take over because you think that, oh, I'm carrying the 10 wands and I'm making do and it's fine and that's all I have to do because I have all 10 wands, but there is that one wand that's trying to come back. Yeah. Ooh, the world. It wants to show you the world like Aladdin, you know, that song. Okay. I'm going to ask for some advice for you. Get a different deck going. Different vibe. Okay, I like this teacher. Maybe I'll ask a little bit more about it. Whoever that teacher is. How are you going to meet this fellow? Ooh. So you're going to pay him. You're going to be pretty intimidated by them. You're going to feel like you don't have anything to offer this person and that it would seem absurd for them to spend time on you, but there's your Page of Wands. Go find your mentor. I don't even know if mentor is the right word. Steward. Your guide. You literally just need a guide, and you're going to pay them, and you're going to have a balanced relationship, and it's going to feel good. So the Pagan Otherworlds deck has 5 lunar cycle cards, and around this question of who this person is, we have this little itty bitty new moon here. But I feel just so much crackling energy off of it. This white, it like glitters. You can't really see it in the video, but it glitters, and it's just popping. I hear just like a million radio signals coming in at the same time. So maybe part of what this person will do is just really help you focus and get down to work and figure out what this is going to mean to you. Just don't get overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed by how much you're going to want of this from the outset. And I feel like there's a new community around this too. So maybe this is like, this feels more and more like some sort of creative endeavor, like, and like a hobby. I don't think it's the main thing, but I think you're really being encouraged to, you know, carve out time and dedicate yourself to the reality that you don't want to give all 10 of your wands to this other thing that is definitely serving you in your life. Yeah, it's your Knight of Pentacles. It's your grounding force. It just makes you feel like you know what you're doing. But we need time for play. I want to ask, because I feel like this is what will be most useful to you about like an outcome around this. I feel like you want some encouragement about how much it could turn into. So what are we going to get out of this that we don't have already? So the Emperor came back, but upright this time. You're going to get such a sense, I feel like you really need to repair this wound of that this original idea left. I feel like you're going to really feel like you're stepping into yourself, you're taking up space, and you're feeling really good about it. A little bit of self-indulgence is what I'm getting out of this. The Hanged Man, you're definitely going to be suspended in some humility around it. I feel like because of your success with this other endeavor, this Eye on the Prize, it's kind of like you don't want to go back to the drawing board. You don't want to expose yourself to being the new guy in town, but it's going to happen and it's going to feel really good. And you're not going to walk away when you get frustrated. And there's a lot of, so I can kind of relate to this in the sense of like, I have a very successful professional career in my office job. And a few years ago, I decided to take up music. And I had no idea what I was doing, and it was just because I liked musicians, basically. I was envious of what they were able to do performing and stuff like that. So when I see this devil inverted here, I see something that I really relate to, which is just like going through the humbling experience of being bad at something, having to put a lot of work into getting better, opening yourself up to the fact that other people are going to be a huge part of how you get better at almost anything, but certainly music, playing music with people, studying what they're doing, asking them for help. Just the magic of coming together is a huge part of why music is so worthwhile anyways. But I feel like this is really going to cleanse and engage your spirit in a way that your other endeavor is not. And that's something that you really need right now for one reason or another. I feel like, going back to that sun that was inverted in the original spread and me saying I feel like there's some sadness here, I feel like you don't feel as triumphant as you would like to, even though that Nine of Cups guy, is like, ooh, look at me, I got it. There's a part of you definitely feels that, and then part of you definitely just feels sort of ignored. Sorry, our camera cut out again. Sorry for all the technical difficulties today. So as I was saying, the Six of Wands, we really want to give some space to the fact that even if you have a lot to be proud of, it's okay to want more. It's just part of being alive. So, if we pursue this, get the green. Show me what I'm getting out of it, please. Oh, that's so sweet. So that Three of Wands is upright, a real sense of purpose, of I think this is going to resonate on, I won't say a deeper level, but a different level than your current success. It's going to make you feel really like you've come into your own, and provide some kind of legacy. Or maybe there's something about this to do with, maybe you have, some weird great aunt who is also into guitar or whatever, using my music analogy. There's some sort of legacy being built, something being left behind, some aspect of yourself. I feel like you will feel fully seen and understood, not just by yourself, but by all of the people around you who matter most to you. And then the Queen of Pentacles here, yeah, I just feel like this is where your true abundance is laying, feeling like you truly have it all. And there's something about, really think about the kind of people that you wish you could be. Think of someone who has something that you wish you had. I feel like that's where this treasure lies, so to speak, because when I look at this Queen of Pentacles, I see you regarding yourself as someone who you once looked up to and thought, man, I wish I could have that. And then the Three of Pentacles inverted. In this case, I feel like there's something, it's like you need to be someone who has more than one side to them. I feel like you will get consumed by the success and the roles that it gives you, thinking back to that Ten of Wands. And this Three of Pentacles inverted is a way of you sort of revoking the ownership that being part of whatever institution or convention or body of work or workplace that this Eye on the Prize success has given you. You need to kind of thumb your nose at them a bit, just for your own good. So I'm going to end it there. Actually, I'm just going to ask for one more card for some reason. Just Eight of Pentacles inverted. Yeah. You need to have more fun, dude. Have more fun. Alright, well, I hope I see you next month, Aquarius. Thank you for this time we spent together.